No, she gave me one. Thank you, John. And my mic is working okay. Yes.
About ready to rock and roll.
You're saying that I don't have anything on my treasury reports here at all?
I didn't have anything. Did you get one?
No. Do you have one? A treasury
What do you
report?
got?
Okay.
Oh, that here.
That's not one that.
I don't have.
I have my first one.
I ran about 13 copies off.
I'm familiar.
I did it twice and didn't know it. That day, copy machine just kept falling off and I was trying to stop it.
Oh, right. Do you have a copy of it on your phone? No, I don't have a copy of it.
All right. No, that's the budget.
How could you not?
Let's move a little closer. Come on. Get right here in the light. It's a lot fun. Come on, Mark.
Hi.
You guys are funny.
Come on up. You'd be the next contestant.
It's just like going to church.
Come on, you can sit right up here. Like, no problem. Somebody like, no problem. There you go.
He ran 13 houses. Double. I didn't see anything. Can you remember your report?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can read along with the best of
Yeah, we sure did the sentence right. So, now we're happy. There you go. Oh, there you go.
You don't get started without the camera.
Camper time. It's like it, we wait just a minute for him. Yeah, that's good. Cause I can go.
It's the only day you get to use it.
Yep.
She. No, wait for me, I guess.
Good thing it's dark out there. I can't see.
Did you say that you're waiting for the sheriff? He's right there, isn't he? Isn't that his? Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Is he?
Oh, we can't see it.
Right, call the meeting order. And for pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America,
And so you.
which is stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, who's here? Bob?
Yeah.
Barb?
Yeah.
Yes, Rain? Olga?
Yes.
Joel?
Yeah.
All in favor? All right. We need to add something on the agenda. That's gonna be a PC number, we gotta add. I'm gonna do a few business.
That's new business.
Approval of the agenda,
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda with this added.
all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Public comment for 2 minutes on the agenda item only. And that's gonna go quick. Minute from last meeting.
I got it.
Oh, wait.
Go.
You got one.
Sharon, well,
Go on.
I didn't come down.
Sharon Worcester, Milan Township. Now, you say just on the agenda, can I suggest that maybe you need a moratorium on the wind? April 14th.
All right, look at that now.
That's not on the agenda.
No, but we probably
But-
add it.
Yeah, on April 14th of 2022, John did mention when, and you guys did put a 1-year moratorium on it. So I was just thinking that maybe you guys should put that on your agenda. Thank you.
Probably, you guys know when that was motioned in?
I don't know how we could add it. Do a couple of- I don't know.
We can do it under others.
Said it was in 2022.
Yeah, I believe it was April 14th, actually. Yep, April 14th, 2023. Yep,
So how long was it on for?
it was for a year and it would be up next month, April 14th.
On
And
a Friday.
uh,
That's a Friday, so we.
right, so your meeting would be the 13th.
We can just add it next month then. Do the more time. Okay.
Actually, we'll still have time to do it, so let's, yeah, we'll
Yeah.
see.
And-
Just make sure that's on the agenda for next time.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
Minutes. Got one question on, on the water hauling for the hall. Since we motioned to do that, now we gotta get rid of it, right?
But we have it on the old business.
So we can actually handle that on one, okay.
Well, see, there's a typo on there, so we have to get Bob to post his name corrected on the minutes.
No, I see it.
Simple keystroke here.
Is it on the second page then?
You should have your name so hard.
One of the simpler ones.
You did it.
You're lucky.
No, it wasn't so long.
Right here.
The O
DOB or DOB.
DOP.
Okay, so there's two of them on there.
KOWKI. Real fast, but,
I can tell you, it's not the first time it's been misspelled.
We can't take it off, we just gotta control.
correct.
Okay,
No, I will have to put it in the project for next month.
yes.
So when we correct the minutes, it'll be with changes. Something about, you know,
The minutes. Okay, so we-
No. I make a motion, we accept the minutes from last month, other than the spelling on Bob's last name.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
No opposed? Carries. Disbursement.
okay. Okay, for disbursement in the month of February, checks written and mailed out was 9,850.29. The payroll was 8,994.10 for a total disbursement of 18,844.39.
You got any security?
I motion to accept the disbursements.
Second.
Gonna get over. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Well, we have to do a roll call.
Yeah.
Wait, Barbara.
Okay, supervisor,
Yes.
treasurer,
Yes.
trustee Manzick. Yes. Trustee Stepkowski,
Yes.
clerk, yeah, okay. Carry.
Fund balances.
Fund balances. Your tax account's got about 1,072,000 in it. Your general fund has 452,000, some change. And I'm sorry, I don't have my paperwork. Everything's up to date. I'm not gonna. I can't just read off numbers because I don't have them in front of me, so. You have a lot, we haven't spent too much. And it'll be better next month. I do not know what to say, I made 13 copies of it, but they didn't make it here.
I motion to accept the fund balances.
Will you motion?
Yeah. All this supported. Roll call.
No, we just do a yay or nay.
No, that's fund balance. I thought we had to, didn't we?
You didn't spend nothing.
Didn't spend nothing.
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll get the correct, balance on the website, right? At least a copy of it, maybe.
We can do that.
Yeah, that'd probably be a good idea.
It'll be on there.
Building report.
During January and February, 6 permits were issued totaling $1,050. David Friend worked 14 hours at the hall, issued 6 permits, made 5 inspections, reviewed 1 plan and 1 house site plan. Don Oswuski made 2 mechanical inspections totaling $120. And Doobie code enforcer sent letters regarding violations, complaints, and issues regarding township ordinance. Total expenses for January and February were $1,056.50. And the building report.
Tim Doobie's was 308.50.
Oh, yes, I didn't say how much.
All right.
You're doing a fantastic job because, people already cleaned up their stuff and neighbors are scared. That's a good thing.
Okay. Beer.
Could be.
I'll make a motion to accept the billing report.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Assessors report. You on there, Karen?
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
You're perfect.
Okay. Field work will resume in May of 2023. I will begin by analyzing the residential sales for the 2024 assessment roll. Time is flying by. Another work, I processed personal property statements and the exemption requests for 2023. Processed 2 eligible manufacturing personal property exemptions. For the 2023 assessment roll, I finalized and froze the assessor values and turned the roll over to the March Board of Review at the organizational meeting on Tuesday, March 7th. The assessment change notices were mailed out on February 27th. I will assist the March Board of Review with appeals, which are scheduled for next week on March 15th and March 16th. I completed the Milan Area Fire Department participation percentages report for Milan Township and emailed it to the fire department. I balanced with the treasurer for final settlement for the 2022 tax warrant. And then looking ahead, I'll finalize the 23 assessment roll after the Board of Review, file the required reports with the Monroe County Equalization Department and the State Tax Commission. And then we'll start all over again for 2024. That's it.
Thank you. I accept the motion, motion to accept the assessor's report.
I'll make a motion to accept the assessor's report.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Opposed? Motion carries. Fire department report. So Milan Fire Department stuff is handy little report every month now. They've had 23 calls in the month of February. Power lines down were a lot of it. A couple metal assist. A couple motor vehicle accidents, but mostly it's all power down. So they had 23 incidents for that. We want a motion to accept the fire report.
Make a motion to accept the final fire department report.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. One thing to add to that, I got a little quick myself here. We had a special meeting. I could do that in supervisory reports. We'll skip on to that. We have a little business, the snow plowing. Finally got some contracts. Can you hear me out there? We only got one person to hand us a bid for snow plowing, and that was Unrestricted Outdoor Services. So every time it snows, it's basically $391.50, and that's for 1.5 to 3 inches of snow per push. Plowing for parking lots 3.1 or more for push is $150. Actually, added it all together, shouldn't have done that. Shoveling the sidewalks is like $95, and then $21.50 for salt. So it depends on how much it snows. Could be $125 or $150.
So are you gonna send me a copy of that?
I did.
We do on the email? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because mine hasn't been working, but I'll bring it up, okay.
Yeah, we've had it actually for a while, we just kept not bringing it up. I make a motion to accept unrestricted outdoor services for
So-
snowballing.
Before you do, so it's 391.50.
Minus 150.
Oh. So you might, so it's like 100, 200.
Right, he's got both on and he added as a total, so we need to take 150 off.
I see.
It could be 100 quarter or 150, depending on how much snow there is. I actually probably could call him up and have him just correct the contract. He should be having it in the rates and not the totals.
Well, if you take 150 from 391, you don't get 150.
No, I know. Hang on,
Did he also give you a copy of
It's
the?
$250 roughly.
no, I'm gonna get that from him this week. Told me, because these guys can go for the county too. So it's actually 241.50 if it's just small amount of snow. Right here, yeah, it is. So depending on the amount of snow, it could be 150 or 125, so it's $25 more, we'll get 3 inches or more. But I'll see if he can get that corrected, and we'll get that contract signed. So it should be for 241.50, unless it snows more than and another 25 on, depending on how he's gonna plow,
266.
yeah.
Well, as much as it snowed this year, I think we could probably afford it for the rest of this year.
I think so, I think we're gonna be good. I'll get him to correct that contract though.
And get the insurance.
Yep,
Don't we have the license?
yes,
Okay, if you need that too.
yeah, he does big contracts. Do we want to accept a bid for 241.50 if we only get 1.5 to 3 inches of snow?
We have any choice?
Not really.
I'll make a motion, we do that for this year. I think we're gonna, if you have to do it once, maybe twice.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Can you do a roll call vote, right? Because we're spending money?
Yeah,
Okay, super,
Yes.
um. Joel,
yes,
treasurer. Okay, Bob Dukowski,
Yes.
Olga,
Yes,
me, yes.
On the IBS tower, I don't know why it's on here, because we already got it. We approved it.
I know we did, but I thought you wanted it on here to say something.
Well, they did come in this week and put the new internet in, a temporary one. Until they get their tower up and running. So we could get, the postage machine hopefully working.
It's
It-
working.
Is it? Awesome, life is good.
All right,
So I motion to accept the IBS tower internet install that we did this week.
we got their contract already.
Yep, it's done.
Okay.
So we can pass on that, I think, can't we?
Yeah.
All right. Water hauling for the hall, we had a little problem, because SRM wants a huge contract. It's gotta go in front of somewhere in Tennessee, gotta get approved. Some other boards gotta approve it, then they mail it back. I say we don't use SRM and go with our maybe contract, I think you found,
Amber Howard, yeah,
because they're the same price, aren't they?
$65.
And I did to check the tank this week, it's at 600 gallons in it right now, so we're good.
We have it for 2 or 3 fills,
Yeah,
all right?
I'll make a motion, we accept the Howard water hauling.
Support.
roll call,
Okay, super,
yes.
treasurer,
Yes,
trustee Manfred,
yes,
trustee B.
Yes.
On to the media person.
Well, she's doing a great job.
She doesn't look happy tonight for some reason. My suggestion on the media person. I did. Spit it out. I have a deputy supervisor now that I appointed. She's more than willing to do the media, the sound, the Zoom, sound, and Facebook. If you guys would like to split the duties between the two, so they can maybe split it up once a month, so she's gonna have to do the planning commission. You can do the board, or you guys wanna go back and forth, I mean, bring it to the board, what would you guys like to do?
I would like to see us hire an outside source to come in,
Reason?
because I just think it would be better for everybody all the way around. I just feel, sometimes, we get busy, and if a deputy doesn't do it correctly, either one of them, we could run into a problem, and I'm tired of everybody jumping on the deputy. So I just think if we hire an outside source, they can come in, do the job, and we don't have to worry about it. They can handle the website, they can handle everything.
Well, that's kind of reason why I got a deputy supervisor to help out with all that.
Is that her job?
Can be, yes,
Doesn't she have a job description?
yes,
So you made
It's in
that
there.
part of it?
I think that if we got two of them that are willing to do it and they can switch back and forth as they go. Are you willing to do it?
As long as we can keep like the Dundee internet and I can send her the stuff to put on the website, because dealing with our website to try to put stuff on it. One day it works and the next day it doesn't. So it's just a pain in the butt and it takes too long and I don't get my other stuff done. So as long as we can keep them to do that side of things, that's fine.
okay, and we can split it back and forth, is that fine, Amanda?
Yeah, and I mean, I know Jenna's job is more, especially now, there's a lot more going on. So, I mean, if there's something that is needed that like Jenna, you can't do, or you can't make a meeting or whatever, just let me know and we can work it out.
I would like to get have both deputies access to Facebook, the Zoom sound and all that, so they need to get access to that. I think that'd be a good idea.
That's
Just-
fine.
yeah.
I think we just need to get like Dundee internet to like, if they could come in and like switch everything over from Kevin's account. So we have access and make it like a Milan Township account. So
Okay,
it's not just like on one person's name.
so that way you guys would have, both of you would have access to that, then it'd probably be a good idea, at least two people have access and they're both on the board, and we're
And
good.
they both would be paid for $20 an hour.
Yes.
Well, I'll make a motion that we keep these two doing the Zoom and media. For right now, and then if it gets to, or if it doesn't work out, we can always switch later, but I think it's gonna work out here.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Barb,
No,
opposed, none for Barb. Motion carries. The MCD service agreement, we gotta table that till next month, because they're gonna be in here April. I motion to table the MCD service agreement.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Adopt the ordinance amendment updating special use approval procedures.
Well, I've only seen this tonight, I haven't read it.
Do we table it till next month?
That would be my suggestion.
This is from John, right? This is what we're talking about.
Yes.
John, can you explain that special ordinance for us real quick?
Yes, currently our special use ordinance requires the township board to do all the work in determining, evaluating special use approval requests. So if somebody wants to, request a special use, then it's up to the board to conduct the public hearing, to conduct all the fact finding, to do all the work involved in, basically, coming to an agreement with the, applicant to, approve the, special use. So what the planning commission is recommending is that instead of having the township board conduct the public hearing, do the fact finding, create the special use approval contract. Rather than have the board do it, the planning commission should do it. And then, once they've done all that work, then they can make the recommendation, give it to the board for their final approval. That's what this change is all about. It has been reviewed by Marty as well as our planner and with their concurrences.
With that explanation, I have no objections.
Right, so instead of us doing it, you're doing it, and then you bring it to us. We look
Correct.
at it,
And we can still make a change, or if we
right,
don't like it, we can send it back to you to do.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Thanks, John.
well, I don't think we need to table that.
No,
We didn't talk about tabling, did we?
what's that?
Did we talk about tabling it?
We were going to, we're not now. You explained it, all was good with it. Unless, are you on table? It's up to you.
No.
Are you good with it?
No, I thought somebody said that, okay.
We weren't sure.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye,
Any nays? Motion carries. Are we hiring the clerk's administrative assistant?
I gave you a resolution. I have a resolution I'm presenting to the board to hire clerk's administrative assistant. The board has the right under MCL 41.95 parentheses 7 and 42.6A to approve salaries, allow for a decrease of salary upon the consent of the township in writing. Whereas Barbara Collins, Milan Township Clerk, and Kevin Heath desire to enter into a contractual agreement upon the following terms and conditions. Whereas the employee clerk administrative assistant agrees to perform the duties of training the new clerk and election procedures, helping with budget preparation, helping with FOIA requests, sorting mail, keeping publications updated, follow up on cemetery requests, and anything else I have for him to do.
Did you go through the hiring policy we have here?
Yes, I did.
Did you post this anywhere?
No, I just brought it up to the board tonight.
Well,
Now you're
actually,
gonna say I have to post it.
says right here in your hiring policy that we have to, for a new employee, we have to be advertised for 3 days. Interested candidates have to start this at a resume. Township officials have to be resumed, and it has to be an interview with 2 township board members that conduct interviews.
Okay, pick it up then.
You want to table that?
Sure.
All in favor? Oh, wait a minute, motion to table.
we'll have to say that it would help Barb out a lot, and Gina down there to have in there.
So when you went on the contractual agreement, what are you saying?
I would like to hire him for 1 year. And I would like his pay to be $20. Like I said before. I haven't posted this for 3 days though, so. But I really need him. And he would be a big help to Jenna. But I also need some assistance right now with FOIA requests and different things that are coming in that keep me hopping so I don't get my other stuff done.
All right, because we had a deputy down here too that can She can do all kinds of work for us
Oh, I
also.
know, okay. She's not my deputy though, she's yours.
You can use her. It's whatever you need to do so we can get the job done. We can get caught up on
No, I
things.
will table it and post it then.
I motion to table the rehiring of the clerk's administrative assistant. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay,
Motion carries. Cameras. On cameras.
well, I thought you said you wanted cameras in the hall, and we have 4. So is that sufficient?
Yeah, where they at?
Kevin has them. I think they're at the hall. I believe.
They are.
Are they? All right, I'll take a look at them tomorrow, see what we can do with them.
So, why do we want cameras?
This was before my time. You guys decided on it before me.
I'm asking, why do we want cameras? Does anyone have a reason? Are
Is
we
it for
just doing this
security
for the heck
reasons
of it?
outside? Are we talking inside or outside?
The election commission for the state of Michigan gave us a $1,500 allowance. And at that time, we purchased cameras, we purchased some other things that the election needed to help get it going. So we have 4 cameras. And we want at least 2 put in for the elections being held so we can watch it. And we have 2 that we wanted on the ramp up and to view the parking lot.
Why?
For the
So we can
election.
see the guy that does the donuts in the front yard.
Yeah.
What are we gonna be able to do about that?
Nah, we just get to watch it, I guess, on the
I
camera.
mean, what are we watching for? Is there some safety issue involved here?
That could be.
Could be.
Has there ever been any incidents
Yes,
in
there
our
has.
lot
Yeah,
that we would need cameras for that would help?
yeah. Karen was involved in it.
Well, the thing is, you already got them. They
That's
already
already
paid for them.
We purchased
They're already up.
and
So they just gotta hook them up. So, what, you gonna throw them away?
no,
I mean, put them outside and do around the building. It's not bad to have.
I just don't see the need for it. I mean, I don't
realize that,
see, I mean,
But they already.
what are we watching for? Are we just watching to watch? I mean, are we adding to the surveillance state here? For no reason? Are we watching people just to watch people? Or is there a real purpose for this?
Well, we had an incident about 2 months ago out in the parking lot. Because our parking lot is a drop off and pickup point for
Everybody.
anybody, split parents, they, meet there, they drop off their kid. The other parent picks up. Well, they had a little incident about 2 months ago and Karen was a little nervous and all. So by the
Yeah,
time I
but
got down there, they had. already
What would the
taken
camera do to help that?
okay, the camera during the election, there would be one over that building.
Wait, I'm not complaining about the camera on the election. That seems like a fine idea. But just having cameras spread, showing outside for some reason, I don't see a reason for that.
I just gave it to you. We had an incident.
Yes, but how would that have helped in that incident?
Our fine sheriff will probably answer that question because we have a surveillance on it. And maybe if there's something happened, what if someone got killed? Now we got proof of it.
There's no harm in having a camera.
I mean, is there something?
There's no harm somebody looking over your shoulder all the time, is there? I mean, is that what you're looking for?
This has been approved before.
You're right, it's everywhere, but should it be everywhere? Should everybody be watched all the time?
Yeah.
I don't know. People share.
Did any of you ever read this in high school? It has. We have gotten to this point. I know it seems like I'm paranoid now, but everybody, I mean, now we're down to facial recognition. I just don't see a reason for it.
Well,
You can do it if you want, but you're not gonna get my vote.
Maybe the sheriff can explain why it would be a good idea.
Maybe you can.
So we could keep it.
actually, why don't we keep this open? You can speak.
Well, they're already
We
paid
have
for.
four
We already got it.
going from the other side.
So let's do this.
Just to watch the ramp and to watch people coming in board and inside.
So let's do this. Let's have the sheriff talk. Maybe you can bring the light to this.
Your call, I can go up there and.
Come on up. This is our Sheriff Troy Goodenough, Monroe County.
I guess I'm next anyway, right?
Yes, you are. So
Yeah, I'm your sheriff here in Monroe. For those of you who live on the Monroe side, I'll start out with the cameras. From a law enforcement perspective, we encourage cameras, okay? If you look at the crimes that are solved with Ring doorbells, home cameras, it's a tool, right? And so, yeah, we do encourage it. I know to your comment, sir, we don't go looking at stuff. I have cameras on my home. My wife put them on when I was out of town for a week. I don't look at them, but they're nice to have, because if somebody comes onto my property or anybody's property and does something, you now have video evidence of it. You can identify that individual. And I guess your township is a public place. If somebody comes on there, I mean, I drove by it tonight, I think the whole front yard's damaged. And
Yes.
as much as we try to patrol Cone Road, we can't be there every time, right? But it'd be nice to be able to catch a car description or a license plate and put a stop to this. It's not your typical intersection camera where you're recording everybody. What does somebody, if they come onto that property, what's their purpose, right? So unfortunately, sir, I have to say, from an investigative standpoint, I think it's a good tool. I mean, I can tell you that we solved a couple of crimes in the Monroe because of people's Ring doorbells. One was a drive-by shooting. Again, you're the legislative body. That's your decision. I'm just giving you from a law enforcement perspective. Why we go door to door and ask people when we have crimes, breaking and entering, larcenies. Does anybody have a Ring doorbell? Can you please look at your cameras if you have something that can help us?
I mean, I got them on my house and our cabinet, so if something happens, we know what's going on. I mean, I like ours.
I can tell you, I just was, before I came here this afternoon, I was in Bedford Township. They're gonna buy cameras and put them at intersections to record every vehicle that travels through that intersection. And we support it because criminal activity, unless they're your neighbor, they're either traveling by bicycle or by car, and we want that information. And I see it as a deterrent. If you had a sign up that says this facility's under CCTV, I think the probability of someone committing a crime there is significantly reduced. No different than if I put a patrol car there. The chances are that somebody's gonna speed or break into your township hall. Propensity is becoming real.
Or to do it once.
But I don't know, Supervisor, if you wanna deal with that issue, or you want me to go right into my.
Well, let's do this and I'll have you go, give us 1 second, so.
I'll make a motion, we put the cameras up. We already got them, they're already paid for.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Barb?
I'm trying to write this down.
Okay, motion carries.
Okay, Joel made the motion.
Yes. Yes.
I have cameras too at my house.
Yeah, like I said, I do too now. All I gotta do is look at my phone and I know who's coming.
Yeah, somebody slips and falls, you watch them many times over, it's funny. They don't get hurt.
I mean, I'll know when Amazon makes something. I don't think he drives past my house.
Right.
That's a good thing.
So on you, sir.
Okay, again, thank you. As I said, when I was at the meeting last year, but I'd like to come out at least once a year. So the board and the citizens know who their sheriff is. And I'm also here afterwards. If anybody has any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you. But what I want to share with you this evening is in the number of calls and some details of what we did in your community in 2022. There's quite a list. I'm just going to hit the highlights. In Milan Township, we handled 4 breaking and enterings, 29 calls for service that were checked well-beings, 4 domestic violence, 5 larcenies, 78 traffic accidents, 47 traffic complaints, traffic-related complaints, and 41 traffic stops for a total of 385 calls for service in your township. So that was for calendar year 2022.
Wow. And as we spoke earlier, you can send me a report once a month.
Yep, I will send you the monthly report and you can again share that with your other board members or
Yes.
put it on your website. You know, I heard somebody say, wow, that was a lot. Frenchtown Township was over 9,000. I would venture to say that, and I tried to run some stats today, we have a new CAD system. That Milan is probably one of the lower volume calls for service, so, you know, hopefully we're seeing, you know, we put the substation in maybe. So a car that responds here could very easily come out of the substation in maybe or the substation in Petersburg. So what we're gonna start doing is really monitoring our response times to get them to what I would say is an acceptable level. Now that we have this new CAD system, we'll be able to start to look at that.
What's, that's what I was thinking too. We got room in our office, believe it or not, we can put a substation there if you ever wanted to do that.
The hard part becomes is parking and personnel. The more we spread them out, but I mean, that's something we can definitely consider. We just have to look at there's no sense if we put a substation somewhere and then I pull the car into Monroe. So we kind of have to look at that. I don't want to say no,
Right.
but we can look at that for the volume of calls and so on.
Once a week.
But I appreciate that.
And hang out for a day or?
Well, what we're encouraging, as I said when I was at the meeting last year, is our traffic unit has to spend 8 hours every 2 weeks at Milan Township. I will tell you, they spend a significant amount of that time on Plank Road, the portion of Plank Road that's at Milan, because we get a plethora of calls of speeders. And so we kind of go where, you know, the activity dictates. I mean, they set out here on Redmond Road at 2 o'clock in the morning, probably not a whole lot of activity, so.
Do you know how many cars or anything pay attention to Wabash?
Yes, we did. I know the last time I was at your meeting, part of Wabash, Plank, I want to say Petersburg Road, there were some of the roads where we had some of the traffic complaints and we deployed them out there. So, yes.
Because my granddaughter lives on Wabash.
Yeah.
And I know anytime from 11 to about 3 in the morning, they have racing up and down that road.
Yeah, and then I know last summer we sent our midnight time here, and I know they wrote quite a few tickets there for a while, and that made quite a few traffic.
I had a question for you too. So I've been working on, seems like Cone Road and Dennison Road is major. There's always an accident there. I mean, it just never fails. So I've been dealing with Monroe County Road Commission about putting up a flashing stop sign. I got some rough estimates back and saying we're $5 grand for just one flashes all the time. To 13 grand and one that when you hit 500 feet, it flashes, let you know, alert you it's flashing. So what's your take on it?
We put, not we, the road commission put 2 flashing stop signs at Lewis and Rock. If you're familiar with that, it's Ida Township, Bedford Township, right on the border. We had a significant number of traffic crashes there with the east-west cars not stopping. And I can tell you it significantly reduced the number of crashes. And the road commission keeps data on it. They can tell you how many accidents happen there and the frequency. But I truly believe there's value in it because as you know, you're out here, you don't have street lights. Somebody that's not from the area, not paying attention, goes right through the intersection. Undoubtedly, there's a car coming the other way. So I think anything you can do to improve the safety is value. That's value to it.
Okay. Because I know I drive by, I watched our neighbor almost get down his motorcycle one day. He was gonna be done. The propane truck's been in the ditch. I can't name them all. Grain truck's been in the ditch here. Everybody runs that stop.
I hear once a year at least crashing.
Yeah.
And the ones they have down there are the ones that are activated. So as you approach, and I can tell you that we had a significant number of crashes at Yagerville and Strasburg Road. That was probably 10 years ago that they put those up, and those have made a significant difference there as well. So
Yeah.
I do see the value of them. It's just whether you want to expend the money that's yours.
Yeah, I talked to Joel, I said, and he said the same thing, you turn on 50 onto Dennison and you're probably coming home from work and in a blink and you drive 4 miles before you hit a stop sign. So
Yeah, right.
I think that's why people are free.
But again, I think the road commission engineering department, Janine Abar works in there. She'd probably be more than happy to give you some statistical data on the number of crashes there and things that can give you an idea of, whether it's warranted or not. I always say, how do you put a price on one person's life?
Right.
That's how I look at it.
I mean, you know,
Well,
that's how I view it.
living next to the intersection or close to it, yeah, it happens all the time.
Right, right. Anything else I can answer for you?
No. Anybody else? Good.
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'll be here till the end in case somebody has any questions.
Thank you, sir. Motion accepted as a report.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Postcards for the public hearing.
We'll table this one then.
Okay, let's table it. I motion to table the postcards for a public hearing. I second it.
You want to chat about it? I would-
She wants to wait till next month on it, so. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Here comes the fun part. We have got. I have to go through. Monroe County Road Contract, Monroe County Road Commission contracts. There's a bunch of freebies in here, which is kind of nice, but we got to go through each one. So they're gonna do a chip and seal on the new Hickory Road Railroad crossing, which is 0.18 miles. It's for $6,684, and actually Monroe County Road Commission is paying for that, so it costs nothing to us. And the good news is, when they do that, they're gonna scrape off, because you know, they chip and seal it, 2 days later, they scrape the stone off, they're gonna put it in the cemetery for us. Since it's right there, so it'll be a little savings. So we gotta do each one of these individually.
We'll just, yeah, let's just approve this one and move on.
Yes, yes.
Can you just give me the last four of the project number?
Yeah, this one's gonna be 1103.
Yeah. There you go.
And that was for the thing with chips.
There you go.
Chip seal on Hickory and Dennison at the railroad crossing approaches.
I'll make a motion to approve that one.
Second.
Roll call
Oh, yeah. Super,
vote, yes.
treasurer,
Yes.
trustee Manzick. Yes. Trustee Kowski,
Yes.
you didn't ask me. No. I'm sorry.
You're good. Moving on to the next one. Again, this is on Hanover Road to the end of HMA, which is going to be not quite even less than 6 tenths of a mile. It's not even that,
Is this
0.06.
1107?
Yeah, yes, it's 1101. I think it's end of by in our. I think the. What is that called? Blank now. They did it last year and they're doing it again this year.
So this is a single chip seal.
Yes,
Okay.
and this again, we're not paying a dime. It's the Monroe County Road Commission is doing it. It's for $4,535. And they're also gonna haul that to the Azalea Cemetery when they get that off.
Awesome. I'll make a motion to accept that one.
Cone Road, at the end of Cone Road. Past Corrigan,
Who made the motion? Okay, Joel? Okay.
I second it,
Okay, super.
yes.
Treasurer,
Yep.
Olga. Yes. Bob,
Yes.
yeah,
Okay. Now we're on 5011. This is calcium chloride. The cost of the township is $45,870. It's up from $42,000 last year. Obviously, it went up. This is to do one application of 38% calcium chloride down the middle of the road on all our dirt roads, gravel roads.
And how many feet is that?
It's 54,000 gallons, but it's the same as last year. They'll do every single dirt road.
Yeah, perfect. I'll make a motion to accept that.
Second.
Roll call vote.
Super,
Yes.
treasurer,
Yes.
Olga,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
For the next one. We have got a culvert
Which
replacement,
one?
1107. So this is to do the culvert from Pat Porter's house, has been broken for 3 years, we finally got a price. It's $5,890 to replace the culvert. But good news is, the township only will have it for $29.45. Monroe County Road Commission is gonna pay the rest of $29.45, they're gonna call us 50/50. So it's definitely gonna be a little less, kind of nice.
I make a motion, we accept them.
I'll second that.
Roll call.
Trying to get this, okay, super,
Yes.
treasurer,
Yeah,
Olga,
Yes.
Yes.
the,
Passes. Okay, now we're gonna do some dirt road repairs on 1110.
one more. Oh, yes, that's clear. Which one? 1110. Okay, that's what I was trying to think. Oh, that.
and bring us a pizza while you're.
Getting hungry too. This one's from, did you find a contractor?
No, one.
Yeah, 3 1s and a 0.
Oh. Okay.
All right, this is Petersburg to Milwaukee Road. Actually, it's Petersburg and it's Milwaukee to Hickory. I went and drove a bunch of roads, picked out the worst ones on the planet. Petersburg north is great from Hickory. But south it's not too good. So we're gonna gravel and stone that, cut the berms, cut the stone up. It's $82,232. There is another section of Petersburg that I had them cut off this estimate because nobody lives on it and we can't cut the berm off it. If we do that, the field will be in the middle of the road. So
So are they gonna redo the contract?
they did already. This is the new one. I took the other one off. We had another contract. It was like
Oh,
$102,000.
so this is the 88 is
Yeah.
what we're paying.
Yeah, this is a good one. That's 2-inch lift and cut the berms off, so.
I'll make a motion to accept this one. 1110.
Second.
Super,
Yes,
treasurer,
Yeah,
Olga.
Yes.
Yes.
Me, yeah. Okay. Carry.
here's the next one. This is
1102.
1108. It's the same thing. This is Cooper Road from Far to Milwaukee. It's 0.99 miles, so not even a mile. They're gonna cut the berms, put a 2-inch lift on it. It's $24,409.
I'll make a motion to accept this one, 1108.
Second,
Super,
Yes.
treasurer,
Yes.
Olga.
Yes.
Bob,
yes,
yes. Carry.
Okay, the next one is 1109. This is on Far Road from Milwaukee to Hickory. Again, I had to rechange the contract because there's a couple parts of Far Road we do not need to do. It's pretty much an abandoned road. So I had them cut it back. That was 108,000. Now we're down to 77,781. 781. And that's again, 2-inch lift, cut the berms off, straighten the road out. And when I talked to road commission, this has been on the hit list for 3 years, so
Doesn't this go right by your house?
yes, it does.
I'm just asking, it's that,
Yeah, I'm gonna get hung now.
this, you know, a lot of money right there, you know, I'm just saying.
But I talked to them, I actually picked, I went to most road commission meetings, I had them pick all the roads, I went and drove all the roads. They didn't miss one, we gotta add on later on, but we're gonna do that later, and that's actually Platte here. Do you believe that?
Wow.
Platte is beautiful, except from Colton to Milwaukee. The rest of it, great, either direction, but for some reason, I drove that today and found it, so they must, they're telling me that one. Anyways, 77,781.
All right, we'll make a motion to do this one, 1109.
I made.
Gosh, if I get
I made
ridiculed for
motion,
this,
so-
Who seconds it?
I second it.
All right.
I'm doing this for your wife, not you, okay?
Okay,
Everybody else that lives on that
Yes.
road.
treasurer,
Yes,
Olga.
Yes.
Bob,
Yes,
me, yeah. Okay, carry.
He was gonna get you pretty cool with that. I'm retiring tonight, by the way. You learned fast. Yeah,
And this is 1102.
yes, this is 1102. This is Dundee Azalea Road from Okie to Ostrander. It's gonna be a single chip seal. And again, it's no cost to us. Monroe County Road Commission picking up the tab on that. It's $19,210 that they're picking up.
nice.
So
I'll make a motion, we pass this one, 1102.
Super,
yes,
treasurer,
Yes,
Olga.
Yes.
Bob,
yes,
yes, okay, carry.
okay. We're on the last one. And I only got one bid on this. This has been out for 3 months. We got nothing back. One guy. This is unrestricted outdoor services with the ditch mowing contract because we can't use the other guy because he's not doing well.
Is this the 391? No.
No.
This is,
this one.
10,000.
It's 55 miles from them.
only the second page.
Just what he's got.
Oh, you have it. There you go.
Brought up. So anyway, unrestricted outdoor services is gonna do it. It's 55 miles of ditch bank mowing. And $195, so it's $10,725.
Yeah, estimate number,
225.
Okay,
$195 a mile. That's
Yeah.
pretty cheap, I would think, isn't
It's
it?
not bad, because, what's the other one that came out last year? The county actually pays to do some of the main roads, we don't have to pay. And I think they were $200 and some dollars an hour, $220 an hour.
Well, I'll make a motion that we accept this. Number 225.
I second it,
super,
It's 10 grand.
yes.
treasurer,
$195 a mile.
treasurer,
Yes,
Olga.
Yes.
Bob,
Yes,
yeah, okay.
All right.
That takes care of vote, right?
Well, I'm done on that.
Okay.
Right cemetery work.
Okay, we looked at So we looked at that.
Just passed it. Oh, no, next one down. Yep. Oh, you got it, you got it.
Hmm?
You're touching it, right there. Got it.
Good.
Oh, I guess not. I thought it looked like the last one you had.
Well, this is the one. Okay, well anyhow, I showed you the last couple months with printing. And we've approved it, and then, there was something else that man came in, or,
Oh, we gotta talk about that, yeah.
okay, well, R&R, why don't you talk about it?
Well, R&R, no, it's the other guy we gotta talk about. R&R did it.
Oh, that's right, I don't know what the man's name is,
Can't think of it off the top of my head either.
or just explain the situation.
Yeah, so the situation is we have a resident, it's not really a resident, but he has got a lot of family members in Rice Cemetery. So he's coming out cleaning all the headstones and gravestones to fix them. For people who've been there for a really long time,
In his family,
family only. Well, then he got a little carried away and started kind of working and trimming down brushes, trees and everything else, but I think we're gonna have to put a halt to it, because I don't think he has insurance, license. And now he kind of wants to be paid for what he's doing,
and
so
he told somebody,
he's 77 years old.
Yep.
So. I think it's a bad idea he's out there doing it. Family members, I don't have a problem with, but as far as everybody else, it's a liability to us. I think that'd be a bad idea. How does everybody, you guys feel on it?
I've seen him out there doing it. He does a great job.
He does.
He did it for free last year.
that's for his
Yeah.
family only.
Yeah.
I don't know if his whole family lives on the backside of the Rice Cemetery, but he did the whole backside of it, but he was doing a good job. He ain't got nothing else to do, so he was cleaning it.
Should we maybe talk to see if you get a license?
If,
Because
77?
that's a liability exposure, something
Yeah.
to happen to him.
now is that just somebody in the cemetery cleaning, you know, because if you don't hire him and you're not paying him, are we still liable for him just to be in there?
Well, he's actually asking for money now.
Yeah.
Well, I get that, but if we don't pay him and he's just doing it on the graces of his heart,
It should only be done in the family plot.
Oh,
That's what we started out with. And I just don't think we should extend ourselves to.
that's the only thing is that the liability, I guess. If we were liable for him to get hurt or something, then yeah, I guess you can't do it, but.
Yeah.
No.
You know what? Why don't we do this?
Okay.
Why don't we call a lawyer, talk to him, see what he's got to say?
Great idea.
And where'd you get that from?
The guy out in the audience. Mr. Porter, I'm sure I heard.
There you go.
Let's table that till we talk to the
Because
lawyer.
we had a guy a year or two ago that was coming and fixing headstones. Remember that guy?
Yes, Mr. Nolan, Andrew Nolan,
Yeah.
and at the time, the board said once he got started in his business, he was gonna present a contract and we were gonna hire him. But he hasn't presented a contract yet, so until he does,
Okay.
and he's been cleaning Spalding. He's been doing that on his own because it's on their property near them. And what he does is go out and he checks the grade side.
Right.
Really started out. But Andrew is a qualified man to fix tombstones that are broken and all of this. He's got a license, but we haven't paid him anything either.
Right. Right. Yeah, because he never came back with a bid or anything. He was all about
So,
it.
because we're waiting, he wanted to finish all of his training before he came in and did that.
Yeah. All right.
Let me send an email off to the lawyer tomorrow. See what he's got to say.
I mean, if it doesn't, if we're not liable for nothing, he's just in there cleaning and raking, knock yourself out,
Well, I agree, but
you know?
I still think we have to, well.
Yeah.
It's all in the liability.
Check with the lawyer.
Yeah, if we're liable for it, yeah, you can't do it. And speaking of Rice Cemetery, we gotta get them trees cut down. So, seeing as how we're on Rice Cemetery, let's get some bids out and get them trees cut down. We don't have to wait.
So that, bone cutter man, when he came in with a bid for, I mean, he wanted to look at all of them, that's what he thought it was coming for,
see what I can do. I can have him come down and we'll go for a little ride along.
okay?
We'll do that.
There you go.
I'll call
Because
him.
he's doing the azalea, I don't know why we can't just continue
Yeah.
to.
Get
all of them.
it, get it cut, because there's, after that ice storm and the snowstorm, it's getting pretty ugly.
Well, actually, it's cleaned up already, because the old guy cleaned it all,
Oh.
all up to the curb. So, yeah.
Right.
So I'll motion, we'll table it. We'll talk to, Bone Cutter about doing the other cemetery
You're
too.
gonna talk to the
Well,
lawyer.
let me talk to the lawyer first, and let's see what we get plans.
On the tree cutting, let's just make a motion that we get some bids to get that cut down.
We can
So
do
next time we come here, we can accept a bid and then we can get it done. Can we do that?
I make a motion to get some bids on the tree cutter.
I'll second that.
So you want it from Mr. Bone
Cutter.
Bone Cutter, yeah. Okay, so he was about the only one that came through before.
We had one other guy. There's two people. That was it. The only two people we got bids for. I called everybody in the planet for that.
So, but Mr. Bone Cutter, Dan, had it easier. Dan said, he came to apply for all of them. And then you said no that day, you only wanted Azalea done. So
Right.
I think we implied to him, he would be getting
I'd
all,
like to see what he does too. I mean, he hasn't even done the tree yet because it's so wet and mucky back there, so
okay,
I went and looked and it is still pretty soft. He's also got a master key to take that lock off the cemetery so he can get in there.
okay, so. Are we gonna go ahead and hire him for all the trees?
I'll take him for a ride along, get some bids. So I make a motion to take a bone cutter around and drive around and look at all the cemeteries and see what he can give us for a bid on that. And I will send an email to the lawyer for the other guys, so you can still keep them around. So I make a motion to do that.
I'll second your motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
There, do that for bone cutter. Also, motion passes on that. What we added was, last thing on the new business is gonna be a PC member. Because.
Does Mr. Scheller have a recommendation?
Yeah, he sent me a couple of names on that.
Okay.
One guy, I kind of want to use him, but I really can't, because I think he's on the ZBA, so I'll leave him where he's at for right now.
Who's that?
And Russell,
Thank you.
Kent Russell?
I did get a response back. Writing to express my interest in being considered for the planning commission. This lady has done almost all the planning commission meetings, Milan Township board meetings. Attended she was a clinical research project manager, Veterans Affairs, research nurse and staff, nursing post-procedure cardiology, healthcare administration. She went University of Toledo, Mercy College, and I think this one kind of stands out a little bit.
Does she have any township knowledge?
Lived here for,
No, not living here. Does she have any township knowledge? Has she ever served on a township?
no,
Well, what's her name?
Cheryl Majors.
Is she here tonight? Oh, they got there, she is, look at that.
Where is she? Cheryl, where are you? I can't see you. Okay, do you have any township experience?
I have not sat on a township board, however, I am familiar with a lot of the rules and the laws from the Red Book and also doing other research online as needed. And I have been to other township board meetings.
Now, is that somebody we appoint or is that somebody John appoint?
But we have to vote on it. Well, I'd like to make a motion to appoint Cheryl Majors to the planning commission.
Support that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
Barb?
Nay.
Okay. Motion passes.
All right,
Now the last thing,
supervisor.
I actually brought it up, it was the signs for, Home Road in Denison, I'm kind of looking into that, like I said, it's. Right now, roughly it's $5,500. For just the flashing one all the time. And roughly it's 13 grand for one of the laser on, but we're looking into it. I don't have bids yet back. They just kind of give me a rough idea. But I think it's a good idea. We get a lot of accents there, and that's probably our worst intersection than I think the township. I mean, you guys
What
agree?
did you say? For-
It's $5,500 for just a flashing one all the time. Or it's 13 grand for the ones laser. I mean, they don't flash until you come with the 500 feet. They'll start blinking at you.
Well, I think it should be all the time.
Well, I'd like to talk to the residents about it who live in it, because I mean, I don't have the bids back on that, that's just a guesstimate. But I would like to talk to maybe everybody who lives on the corner.
They might be set up so they only shoot one way, you know, if I lived on the corner and they were shining in my window 24/7, you might.
No,
Yeah.
sorry. You guys do what you want. I just was asking a question. I thought it sounded like the other one was less expensive, but.
Well, it is, but it's flashing 24/7.
Okay.
So I'm actually gonna go out and talk to our township residents spot who live on that corner and get their opinion too, and then waiting for the bids back on it, and then we can make a decision.
So this is a stop.
Yes, yeah. That's probably our worst intersection in our township. Used to be Milwaukee and Denison for some reason. We really not had no access there. I don't know why.
So this is a benefit and
Cone. Yeah. There's been a propane truck flipped over the ditch, a grain truck flipped in the ditch. It's just been on and on and on.
so you're gonna talk to the resident.
Yes. And
You gotta get bids anyway.
one more small issue. We gotta bring up, we sent out an email for the board earlier for doing our budget meeting. But the public hearing did not get published in the paper correctly, so we can't do it. So I'd like to reschedule the public hearing for the proposed budget on Wednesday, March 22nd at 10:30 a.m.
This is for the. Oh,
And then,
this is for the public.
yes,
hearing?
look here.
Okay. What date was that?
Set,
What date?
March 22nd at 10:30 a.m.
It's been published, or
No,
gonna be.
We have to do that.
we have to do it like quickly.
That's why we're setting the date
Yeah,
at 10 o'clock at the hall.
Yes.
10:30 at the hall.
which will need to be published independent on March 14th. So
Correct,
we,
which is next
like I
Tuesday.
said, that,
Yes, I know, you already told me that. Okay, and what was the other?
the other ones, we do a quickie budget run through, which would be March 14th at 10:30. Just a budget workshop and take 5-10 minutes
So we're gonna have a budget workshop and then the public hearing.
on the 22nd,
What time?
10:30,
What day is March 14th?
Tuesday.
Then the public hearing
Would be a week later on Wednesday.
for the 14th.
Yes,
That note on the.
That's gonna be this Tuesday. and
yes.
I might not make that one.
Budget workshop. 14th.
I might be up north. I'm gonna be coming back from up north.
What day's better?
I prefer Wednesdays myself.
Well, we can do it like
I don't
that.
care.
We'll do Wednesday,
Can you do a Wednesday?
15th, Wednesday? Let's do that.
And then the. We'll do that. Yeah. And then, we're gonna run through the budget again, then we're gonna have the public hearing, and then what date are we gonna set this, board meeting right after the
We could do
Public
that.
hearing,
We do a
okay.
special meeting so we can get it done and put to bed.
special meeting follow at, on the 22nd,
We could do that.
okay. But they have to be passed.
Excuse me, within the 27th of March.
Second. Two.
Yeah. They're both, or, yeah, they're both. Okay.
Okay, I'm done talking. Clerk,
Nothing.
Treasurer.
Got nothing.
Olga.
We're having Township Trash Day on April 22nd.
Okay,
8 to 2.
thank you.
Bob.
I have nothing.
Staff.
Probably should have said something earlier, but I didn't know what to say. So, with this recall coming up in May, and you are tabling Kevin for helping me, how is that? She's gonna help me with that? And you've done elections and all that stuff before?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're gonna help me with that, all that?
Well, from my understanding.
No, we have a clerk.
Kevin is still the election.
The Petersburg clerk is coming up to work with you.
Yeah, but he's not getting paid.
Kevin,
So I think that's unfair. I'm just saying.
No,
I mean,
That's
I'd be mad.
that's not the
Kevin
way the law was
is
written, and I don't agree with the way the law was.
So I mean, I don't know. I just think that it's kind of unfair.
I agree with you, but Kevin said he would do it.
I know, I just don't, so why are we tabling it again? So,
Because I didn't publish it like I was supposed to.
okay, so this is also another thing. So I've never been to a job where the person training me had to get rehired to train me.
Because it wasn't done properly, that's why.
It's never been done properly, so we will get it done properly, so.
Okay, all right,
Yeah.
just questions that I had.
And then she's been deputy clerk, deputy supervisor, I think she's done the elections, haven't you? Man, I'm pretty sure, yeah, so if you need extra help, she's
No,
here.
we have the treasurer from, no, the clerk from Petersburg is in charge of it.
Correct.
Anna Marie, the county clerk,
Yes.
appointed her.
And Kevin,
And Kevin,
yes,
so we have permission to do it.
right. No, that's fine. She can give extra help to a training, whatever you need. So that's why I gave both you guys some passwords, so I need to get that.
Okay,
We'll get those and then you two can work together and get it. I mean, it'll get hammered out quick, whatever help you need. But as far as the training and all that, technically, that's your job as trainer.
I know, but I can't because it's a recall. I have nothing to do with the election.
No, to train your clerk. It's not about the recall election, it's about training your clerk.
Okay, I can do that if I ever get down. That's why I really needed an assistant. I mean, I've got so many things going.
Well, I told you how to help you with stuff. I helped you today.
Yes, I know you did. You helped me today. I appreciate it. But it just keeps coming. I still have cemetery things to take care of. I still have that publications to take care of. I still have tons of stuff to do. And that's why I needed Kevin to help me.
What are you doing in cemeteries?
I have people that are calling about their families and how many lots they have, and
Send them to me, we'll get her
I've
done.
already sent you out there. I just have to contact the people back. Every time I go to call somebody else is calling, or you're coming out and saying, you gotta do this and this and this, or somebody else is telling me I've gotta go do something. So I just I need one day where I can do my own job and get it out of the way.
Well, give me the cemetery stuff, I'll take care of that. I'll help you with it. And did you have anything?
Amanda, you can help me with getting everything done properly so I can hire Kevin.
Anything else? Public comment for 5 minutes.
Yes, you have to go right up here, stand in front of everybody.
Oh, the Sally?
Oh, yep.
We have candlelight. I can't see that.
Really strong, I don't know, good Dennis Road.
Yeah, turn it on.
it is on,
Is it?
yeah.
Lean into it.
The talk-
Get right into it. There you go.
Hear me now.
We can hear you now.
Sally Straub, Dennison Road, Milan Township. Since you have a nice close relationship with Monroe County Road Commission right now, do you
Yes.
have an update
on the lines on Dennison Road that Phil had told me last summer, they were gonna paint the edges that they have disputed.
No, I didn't know. I knew the Golden Road. I worked on that, got that done for
I
the
had
spring.
threatened to paint the lines myself.
I remember that conversation.
Deep, and then Phil at one meeting said, would you be happy with just lines on the outside? Yeah. I remember
All
that,
right, so I gotta call Dennison Road. So you want fog lines, or do you want a center line?
outside line, because I drive down the middle anyway. Because the road isn't big enough for people.
Let me talk to the road commission about, because they are doing the center stripe on Holmes. Remember, they wouldn't do it forever, and I got them to come this spring to do it. On Dennison,
I'm honest. Okay, honest. I drive down the middle unless you guys come the other way.
right, and that's how we all drive out here, honestly.
It's just that when it's foggy, the ditch is so deep and it's hard to see that, and there's not a shoulder on the road. That's
Right. Let me talk to road commission on that, just for giggles, to see which would be the safer way to go. A center line, or, I like a center line.
I'll drive over to that too, so. don't-
Well, I know, but at least it's there. But let me call them on that, because I honestly didn't even pay attention to that. They kept it sealed up.
It goes, it stops. I'm not sure if it stops the Petersburg. I mean, but part of the road is done, but it's not all the way. And it's down further towards Dennison where the ditches go. So
I'll take a little drive, still. Thank you. Anybody else?
of course, that way. I write down the sheet about that, so.
Yep, John.
Yes, planning commission is required, this is FYI for you. Planning commission is required every year to provide a, year-end summary for the previous year of what we all did. And I sent that to, Bart and as a, for, it's nothing that you have to approve or anything. It's just a, I have to file it with the board. I just wanted to let you all know that that has been done.
Okay, when did you send that, John?
Me?
When?
I said that last week.
You want to forward that over to me?
Well, I said I haven't, I've had so much trouble with my website. I haven't. Okay, yeah, I'll make sure I get it to you.
Yeah, we'll take some of that stuff off your plate, so we get you rolling. If we all get busy, I get it. Any other public comment? No?
Once,
What?
get that big hammer out.
You have to make a motion, don't you?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
You know,
I knew you were gonna do that. I just knew it. As soon as I looked at you, you stopped like, oh.